here.
Oh, hey. Oh, okay, let's go.
Or we're just having a conversation.
Now,
Excuse me?
12 hours ago. 12 hours ago, you OD'd.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 drama Bleeding Love. The film is directed by Emma Westenberg and it stars Clara McGregor and Ewan McGregor, father and daughter. And Clara McGregor also co-wrote the film. Now the film follows both the father and daughter, and you see them right at the beginning. They are off on a road trip. But it's not a normal kind of road trip because essentially we learn that the daughter, played by Clara McGregor, less than 12 hours ago nearly OD'd and nearly died. So as an act of desperation, the estranged father, who kind of left when she was young, is taking her on a road trip. He's telling her that she's going to see like former friends and things like that, friends of his, but in actual fact he's taking her to rehab. Along the way, he tries very hard to reconnect with his daughter, but she's not having it. She won't accept the fact that she's an addict, and he feels like he's fighting a losing battle. Right. What are my thoughts on Bleeding Love? Well, on the very surface of this, it is the kind of family drama stroke road trip that we have seen before a few times, really. You know, the father and daughter, or as we've seen in other films, the father and the son, or the mother and the son, and the mother and the daughter, you know, trying to reconnect. You know, they've been estranged for whatever reason. I think what makes this, if you like, certainly appealing to me is the fact that it's father and daughter, real life father and daughter, Clara and Ewan McGregor. That chemistry is undeniable here in this film, and it was a film that you do get heavily invested in with these characters. They are both broken in their own ways, Ewan McGregor's character, and they're not really kind of named in the film in a sense. They're just kind of father and daughter, but his character is a former addict himself. When his daughter was young, he was constantly drunk, all this kind of stuff. He managed to get himself clean eventually, but at the cost of his marriage and the relationship to his daughter. He's newly married now with another young son, and he's desperate to kind of make up for his mistakes, but his daughter is having none of it because she really is, you know, a chip off the old block. She's an addict herself now. And she's in denial, and she doesn't want to kind of face the truth, and she just kind of keeps lashing out, trying to hurt her dad. And the fact that he's not been around for her at any point, he's not been a parent. So you get that dynamic going on throughout this film, and at times it's heartbreaking, at times it's, okay, we kind of seen this dynamic now, can we have something else? And then it's part road movie as well. So you get these stop-offs at certain places where, for example, the truck breaks down, so they end up going to this place to get it repaired, and they get into misadventures kind of everywhere they go. Some of them are half comical, and some of them are really quite worrying and serious, because she's always looking, if you like, for an angle to either to get a hit alcohol-wise or to get high on something. She's constantly trying to figure out how she can do this without her dad realising. And there are times when you see sparks in this relationship and where they really connect, and you can see the father and daughter relationship start to blossom, and then the smallest thing will happen and then it crumbles again. And it's two very fine performances here by both of them. Ewan McGregor, as we know, is a tremendous actor. It's hard to believe that he is 53 years old now or something like that. I mean, God almighty, he doesn't look it. And his daughter, Clara McGregor, here as well gives a wonderful performance. I'll be honest, I don't recall seeing her in anything before, but after looking, she's got a reasonably full filmography, so she's obviously been active for some time. It's a very touching performance by both of them. quite charming as well at times. You get that. I don't know. There are conversations in this film where it just feels like you're kind of a fly on the wall in a real life situation. And for example, there's a part in this film where McGregor takes a phone call from his current wife, and it's his young son wanting to ring him up and kind of tell him what he's been doing. And the way that McGregor's talking on that phone, it felt like that was Ewan McGregor talking to his wife and young son. It was uncanny, really, and I don't know. I don't know whether that was acting or not from McGregor, or if that was the real McGregor doing that scene, because I'm not sure if. I'm sure there are quite a few scenes in this film, obviously, where they are required to do the acting, because, I'm sure she isn't an addict. She's playing an addict, and I'm sure, he's never been an addict, McGregor. Who knows? But there are times in this movie where they're clearly acting, and there's times in this movie where it feels like you're just looking in on Ewan McGregor and his daughter having a drive. And that's quite an interesting watch, quite an interesting dynamic. When you look at some of the ratings for this one, especially on IMDb, and I don't really hold a lot of esteem for the IMDb ratings. If people don't like a film, they give it a 1 out of 10, which is ridiculous. But it scored quite low, this one, which I don't think the performances in this film and the heartbreaking notion of some of the scenes in this film warrant that, because there is definitely some real rawness going on in this film, and it will definitely put a lump in your throat. Some of the scenes in this film, it really does do a very, very good job of that. But also at the same time, there are moments in this film, like the things in between. Okay, how can I put it? Whenever they're not on screen together, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. Whenever McGregor and his daughter are not on screen together, I think the film struggles. Because I've not really any interest in what's going on when they're not together. It's one of those films where the film is far superior when they are together having these conversations, and some of them are very difficult conversations, some of them are quite humorous conversations, some of them are quite cringy conversations. But the scenarios that they're getting together are far more watchable than the scenarios when they're not together in this film. And I don't know, I can't quite put my finger on it. As a road trip movie, it doesn't quite work. As a family drama, there are some very, very heartbreaking aspects of the film that work tremendously well. It's definitely worth checking out if you're interested in watching these type of family dramas. There is definitely quite a lot here to recommend. I think it's shot quite beautifully at times, and I think the performances here are all on point by everybody, but especially the two leads here. So yeah, check it out if you get the opportunity. It's coming to, I think, the UK cinemas later this month. I was given the opportunity to check it out a little bit earlier, so I'm very thankful for that. So yeah, check this one out, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.